Hello everyone, I haven't seen you guys since 2024. How are you doing? I am doing great and clearly very funny. Just kidding, I am doing just fine. Thank you for asking. We all know that I-DLE is one of the few K-pop groups out there who freely and boldly talk about themes that many others wouldn't, as it would be considered taboo or prohibited by the industry. But amongst everything they've done, talked, and fought for, which move do you think was the boldest? I personally think it was Allergy. So today, we will understand everything about I-DLE's 2000s depression bop. I've explained and broken down queencard previously, and since they are connected, I had to explain a bit about Allergy there. But I couldn't talk thoroughly about it, and that's exactly what we'll be doing today. After watching this video, I highly recommend checking the queencard breakdown. It's one of my first videos, and I hate it, like really hate it, but the explanation is just as good. Without further ado, let's get started. The music video begins with SOYEON facing the mirror, feeling down while checking herself out, while queencard, the sequel to Allergy, plays in the background. Please keep this in mind as this connects to the end of this video and confirms many theories I explained in my queencard 1. Minnie wants popular people following her, not just faceless or trivial people doing so. It's not that she's ungrateful for being popular and having fans, but because she's comparing herself to other popular people who are followed by celebrities, influencers, and other popular people. Minnie longs for external approval from the ideal people, despite being one of them herself. This is seconded by the music video, which shows SOYEON looking at herself in the mirror, feeling sad about her features, then checking on Instagram and comparing herself to Minnie, who is doing the same thing to herself. The expression used here is 팔이 날리다, which roughly translates to have flies around, and it's used to say that something is very slow, like a business or store having very few customers coming. In this context, she's saying that her Instagram account as displayed isn't growing as much as the other people she sees and follows. Numbers on social media are one of the most reliable indicators of someone's importance and fame nowadays. I'm head of Instagram. Of TikTok. The apps she mentioned are one of the main sources of self-hatred as a consequence of extreme comparison. People tend to share only their wins, good sides, and nice outfits, not showing the struggles they faced or are facing. And let's be honest, some people are just naturally privileged, whether in wealth, talent, or good genetics. Some people have natural luxuries, and while that is obvious, seeing it rubbed in your face can be infuriating. After all, it's not as if something innate can be easily achievable or even achievable at all. It's an algorithm with the sole intent to trap you in it. So the more hate you have towards yourself and others, the better for them. Minnie hates seeing that other people are always better than her, no matter what she does. Minnie says she's caught as if locked or trapped inside a gallery. It's a representation of her mind, unable to escape the comparison, and only being able to see people as perfect pictures, putting her in an endless cycle of self-hate. Yugi describes all of the things seen as ideal to become the standard, and if you are unable to do any of them, you are seen as ugly. The ugly fit, with all those people showing off luxury outfits. Exercising is seen as one of the easiest ways to get prettier. Makeup is something considered almost essential for females due to societal expectations that associate makeup with attractiveness. Shuhwa and Yugi represent the beauty standards here, and they are trying to make the ugly one fit in. All of these things are propagated as ideal in society, especially social media, making the ones that don't match it feel bad. This part holds a very interesting detail. Take a look. In the video, we see SOYEON with Yugi and Shu, suggesting that they are the ones telling all of these things to her. However, they use the word ungol at the end. I will skip the boring grammar and explain a few of its meanings. The first is when the speaker talks to themselves and states a newly learned fact with admiration, which makes sense as SOYEON just found out that she is ugly. The second one is for when the speaker is trying to explain their thought or statement by giving a reason for it. In this case, she's explaining that she's ugly because she doesn't exercise, put on makeup, etc. Despite the MV suggesting that it's the girls telling these things to SOYEON, this small detail implies that a great part of these thoughts come from SOYEON herself. The girls are comparing themselves to each other. SOYEON is often searching for how to become like those pretty and popular girls everyone seems to love. As she digs through, she realizes that everyone owns expensive items, as it's a sign of wealth and fame. Luxury items are usually owned by older people, as they have worked enough to afford them, representing maturity and success. However, probably due to the growth in comparison thanks to social media and trivialization of mental health, younger people now own and flaunt them. SOYEON notices how the kids she sees online seem more mature than her in many ways. MZ is the millennials and Generation Zs combined. As these comparisons grow stronger, the more MZs out there get influenced by it, leading to more people trying to fit in. Y2K is an internet aesthetic based on styles and fashion of the late 1990s and early 2000s. No, it's not something new jeans created, I know, shocking. Originally, it was an internet aesthetic referred to as a retro-futuristic art movement. As the term garnered mainstream attention throughout the 2020s, it has since expanded to refer to 2000s fashion and styles in general, leading many to question what on earth is Y2K say, as it could be anything that people wanted to be, as long as it was trendy. This is exactly what SOYEON questions here. What is the trend? She's asking for it because she wants to know exactly what to do to finally fit in. She's absorbed by her dark thoughts, feeling worthless, and she states that the world wouldn't change at all with her being in it or not, all because she feels ugly. At this point, she's not looking for external approval anymore. She just wants to feel pretty. But how is she supposed to feel good when the finish line keeps moving? Most of today's social media don't have a dislike button, which is on purpose. Dislike buttons are avoided on social media on the grounds that they lessen negativity, protect mental health, and encourage constructive feedback. The truth is that with the lack of a hate button, more people are inclined to vomit their thoughts on comments disguised as opinions. She wishes there was one, as she'd rather show it to others than have them hate her. It's probably a way to cushion the blow on her mind. Shortly after, we see extremely young girls using cell phones, which reflects the prior discussion of even younger individuals beginning to compare themselves to some kind of standard. On their screen, a Mion post says she got dumped because she isn't pretty. If Mion, the standard, feels ugly, imagine how that comment makes everyone else feel. They use the expression 빌어먹을, which translates to shit, damn it, or friggin', but it is often used to say fuck. SOYEON is cursing her own name here. Her name comes from two different Chinese characters, Zhao and Yan, which means small and graceful. She's cursing her name because it sets the standards for how she should be ever since birth. But according to the story's narrative, she isn't. The same goes for Yugi. Yugi's name means beautiful gem rain. Korean names derived from Chinese characters hold significant meaning because, in Chinese tradition, it is said that your name can make or break your future and fortune. They feel unfortunate for having such meaningful names and hopes ever since birth and not being able to achieve them. As a result of accumulated self-loath, they question why they aren't more like the person they admire and why they are themselves, as they realize that no matter what they do, they'll never be someone else. They don't realize that the people they are comparing themselves to feel the same. They all want to be and have more, no matter how much they have. Mion is on a live broadcast announcing the breakup while crying, searching for approval while Shuhua and Yugi try to help her fit in even more. This can be interpreted as two different things. The first and most obvious one is that they want people to love and accept them, and the second one is that they want to love themselves. When you are comparing yourself to someone, you don't think about their inner battles and fights. All you see is the surface, so you'll only compare yourself to it. The girls have mirror allergy, meaning they can't even look at themselves in the mirror, as they'll be reminded that they are, well, themselves. It's preferable not to be seen than to be seen as ugly. This part sparked many discussions because it was seen by a few as hate for New Jeans when it's the opposite. Although New Jeans didn't create Y2K or anything remotely similar, there's no denial as to them spreading it in South Korea. Hype Boy was released in 2022 and went viral, making the concept even more famous and also symbolizing what is the trend, a nice style, and fabulous fashion. Tomboy, also released in 2022, on the other hand, is a representation of everything that doesn't fit in. It's a comeback after almost 2 years of poor speculation, fake news, and hate. The song holds deep, dirty, and hurtful meanings, all things that don't fit in with South Korean standards. Yes, tomboy is a hell of a gag. Have you ever seen another female K-pop group freely mentioning smoking, swearing, and having sex all while fighting for gender equality? They want to dance to something trendy and look as good as those who do it, but she feels ugly, so she'd look like a tomboy, someone who doesn't fit in. In the MV, Shuhua is teaching how to be a queen in 4 steps, which are the same things earlier mentioned: natural privileges, nice body, makeup, and confidence. Marilyn Monroe was a beauty icon and trendsetter who influenced the beauty standards of her time. That's why this drawing is here. It is also a reference to Nude, Idol's previous comeback. Reference to the perfect boy or their crush, again in search of approval. As he's perfect, he should be with someone who is too. SOYEON thinks the way she talks is too much dope, like there's too much energy and animation, and when she sees the other girls who are delicate and calmer, she feels like she should be like them. As her hate for herself grows, even the good things as an energetic and bright personality are seen as not cool by her, as the ideal people are not like that, leading her to conclude that she will probably stay single until she dies because she's got nothing good going. SOYEON goes to the doctors to try and solve her problems. She shows them what she wants to change, which is everything. There isn't just one inspiration or ideal because she feels like everyone is prettier than her, so she wants to have it all. The doctors tell her that it's possible but very expensive, so she leaves the clinic and bumps into Minnie. Minnie seeks external approval because she can't accept herself, so she might as well ask other people to do it for her. Minnie says that SOYEON can be like her if she keeps admiring her, a lie to keep the comparison cycle going. Minnie gets her likes and SOYEON can feed her own dark fantasies. Then we can see the girls at a party. We first see them having fun, but then see that Minnie is unhappy with her dating life despite dating a perfect boy. Miyeon is devastated seeing them together. Shuhwa and Yugi are shocked by other girls' beauty. Shuhwa befriended them to get closer to that beauty, while Yugi is jealous of them. Conclusion: no one is happy. Everybody wants what others have, and even when they have it, it's never enough. SOYEON sees it all, except the bad parts, and feeling even emptier, she goes back to the doctor and shows what she wants now, regardless of the price. The song closes with Minnie singing while showing how unhappy everyone is on the inside, despite showing their perfect side on the outside. Minnie wants a perfect body. Miyeon is jealous of her and is doing the same. SOYEON celebrates that she's going to surgery. Shuhwa and Yugi are miserable, despite always trying to make everyone fit the standard. The music video ends with SOYEON going into surgery, leading directly to queencard. SOYEON throws many papers at the beginning of the video, which we can now understand was her surgery wish list. It was the thing she wanted to change, but the thing she wanted to change were other people's standards, so it was always changing. She's happy and celebrating because she finally finds out what to put on the list and gives it to the doctor. If you watch my Queen Card video, you'll see how I mention all the time that there's a link between Idol's album I Feel, specifically Queen Card, and the story of Alice in Wonderland. Although it's very subtle and vague, I still believe it's true, and this kind of settles things. SOYEON here pronounces allergy as Alice, not allergy as it's done in both choruses. I mentioned this before somewhere, but SOYEON does have some difficulties with English pronunciation, but she only pronounces things in a particular way when she wants to. Not only that, the Korean pronunciation of Alice is very similar to the English one. Now compare. Alice, allergy. While everything in Queen Card regarding this theory is rather subjective, the precept is resonant. In Alice's story, she goes through a magical looking glass that serves as a portal to a fantastical world where everything is reversed and operates on different rules while being a mirror image of her reality, just redesigned symbolically. Does this ring a bell? At the beginning of Allergy, SOYEON faces a mirror, feeling sad about her world and wishing for an ideal one where she is pretty. Queen Card happens when SOYEON goes through the mirror, and that's why it's playing in the background in the beginning. It's supposed to represent the mirror, the other world, calling her. When she goes through, Queen Card happens, and SOYEON lives another life, going from a pawn to a queen, just like Alice. Alice's book closes with her waking and recalling the events that happened, wondering whether or not they were a dream, as the sensations remained. Just like in Queen Card, whether it was all a dream or not, SOYEON herself might be no more than someone's dream, or a figment of someone else's imagination. She used to see everyone as queens but herself, but the moment she felt like one, everyone else saw her as one too. See, this is for all of you who called me crazy in my Queen Card video. I am, but I'm also right. This is SOYEON's life history. Someone as authentic, genuine, and free as herself was found tied to the fixation the K-pop industry has on beauty. She couldn't look in the mirror because she felt ugly. She would publicly say that she was ugly because she knew she'd be attacked either way. She'd often compare herself and feel worthless when looking at other girls despite being extremely talented, and she was misjudged and boycotted just because of her visuals. That's why this message at the end of Queen Card appears. She went through every single juncture of it. She knows exactly how this extreme comparison feels. The only reason why she didn't give up is because she had an unshakable confidence in her talent and skills, which leads to the conclusion in Queen Card. As long as you feel confident in yourself, you are already a queen. And if you feel like this is not true because of the impossible beauty standards out there, remember, not fitting in also means standing out. Well, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. Allergy is one of my favorite idol songs and one of K-pop's saddest yet prettiest songs, so I hope I did it justice with my humble explanation. Thank you so much for watching.